Just over a week ago, LSU lost a commitment when four-star corner Kai Bates announced his decommitment and that he was reopening his recruitment. And now it seems like Bates is on the verge of making a second and final decision. So he chose LSU over Tennessee originally, but since then, Florida State has entered the picture. So in this video, I'm going to bring on Director of Recruiting Chad Simmons to go behind the scenes of Kai Bates' recruitment. But first, FSU and Tennessee fans, hit the subscribe button to the On3 Recruits channel. We're growing this thing. We got a lot of recruiting to talk about between now and signing day. So hit subscribe for me, please. Okay, let's bring on Director of Recruiting Chad Simmons. Now, Chad, when Kai Bates committed to LSU, it was mainly a LSU-Tennessee battle. So now that he's back on the market, this should be a slam dunk for Tennessee, right?
You know, there's never a slam dunk. It's not that easy, I would say, in recruiting,
Never.
Josh. Yes, I think, Tennessee's definitely been a factor consistently, even when he did commit to LSU over the summer. He was very close to committing to Tennessee when he made that decision the first time around. So we know communication's strong. He feels good about that culture and those relationships. But like you mentioned, FSU has surged in recent weeks, got him on campus. And it's a battle, I think, right now, pretty tight at the top between Florida State and Tennessee.
All right, so what visits has Bates taken so far this season, and did he end up visiting Knoxville last weekend? Because I know he was tentatively on that visitor list.
Yeah, he did not make that trip to Tennessee. Tennessee was working to get him back on campus after he went to Tallahassee for the Miami game. So he was there. Week before that, he was in Knoxville for the UConn game, kind of quietly under the radar. When he was still committed to LSU at the time, he got to Knoxville, spent some time on campus there with the staff. He's been to A&M as well. They're kind of out of the race, though. Obviously, a coaching change there. He was there early in the fall. But the meaningful visits he's taken was Florida State for the Miami game, Tennessee for the UConn game. And both those schools, again, are duking it out right now at the top.
All right, so we know that the early signing period is December 20, but it's starting to feel like Kai Bates could decide sooner. What are you hearing on a decision date?
Yeah, I don't think he takes it to the 20th, Josh. I mean, I think there's a chance he commits, end of November. I'm hearing 1 to 2 weeks, somewhere in that time frame. Again, he'll take the time that he needs to figure things out. I don't think it happens, this week, Thanksgiving week, nothing like that. But I do think, he's fairly close. But at the same time, I'm being told by a source that he's torn. He's gone. I think before he visited that FSU game for Miami, I think he was leaning pretty heavily towards Tennessee. When he took that trip to Tallahassee, things changed. Florida State made a big push that weekend and has kind of remained, I think their confidence probably growing a little bit steadily throughout the last week or two with Kai Bates. So I think, this one has gone back and forth over the last couple of weeks between Tennessee and Florida State. I don't think he's quite ready to make that decision or make that call yet. But the confidence probably is a little bit more, stronger in Tallahassee than Knoxville today.
So as it stands now, do you expect him to take any other trips before a decision comes?
I'd lean towards no. I think he's seen what he needs to see. I mean, could that happen? Yes. I think there's some people obviously in his circle. What I'm hearing are pro-Florida State. It's an in-state school, a little easier to get to from Orlando than it is to Knoxville. So could he show up back at Florida State at some point in December? That's possible. Tennessee as well, that's a possibility. But right now, I would lean towards he will not take any more visits before he makes that decision.
So I know a lot can happen in a week or two in recruiting. But which way are you leaning right now with Bates?
Based on what I'm hearing, I would lean slightly towards Florida State. Again, they had the last visit and then decommitted a couple days later after he was in Tallahassee from LSU. But he was at Tennessee, not long before that. So I think, FSU, based on intel, the buzz is around the in-state program. There's been some moving parts there. DB, CJ Hurd decommitted over the weekend. So there's some moving parts about how they want to finalize and finish out that DB class here in 2024. But again, he has some big calls, I'm told, this week to both Tennessee and Florida State. Maybe has a few questions to ask both staffs. But right now, as we shoot this, Josh, I lean slightly towards Florida State.
All right. Well, what do you guys think? Let me know. Comment section below. Do you guys think he's going to go to Tennessee or Florida State? Let me know. All right, Chad. Thanks for dropping by today on the Inside Scoop.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that content, be sure to subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. We have a new page dedicated only to recruiting. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now.